Hey guys, natedoggwilbur back here from that video, guys. Today, we're going to be talking about Superstar KO in Madden 22. So, I made a video yesterday about the yard, and I was preaching up and down how much I freaking love the yard, right? And I still will say the yard in 22 is absolutely amazing. And I think people got kind of confused in that video. I said that you couldn't select your team last year in the yard. This year you can. I was talking strictly about playing against the CPU, and I know somebody commented and said, oh, you could choose your team last year, it was just only online you could choose your team. Yeah, so what I'm saying is this year you can actually choose your team against the CPU, unlike last year. Last year you had to be online to choose your team. This year you literally get to choose whatever team you want against the CPU, which I do actually like. But nonetheless, though, the Superstar KO, how is it different? What's new? All that kind of good stuff. Well, I honestly will say I don't think that this Superstar KO mode is at all developed in Madden 22. And what I mean by that is I hope it's not. Now, again, last year you get to choose your players. You go through a whole entire sequence. You got your star, you got your couple rounds, and obviously, you know, every time you beat your opponent, you go ahead and get one of their players. Well, it doesn't look like that's the case so far in 22. Like I said before, I think this is undeveloped because when you go into Superstar KO in 22 beta, all you're able to do is choose whatever team you want, so your uniforms, then you choose an offensive playbook, a defensive playbook, and you go into a game with a set team that everyone has. So everyone has the same exact team. No one has different teams. Different team. I meant to say, like, you have the same team when it comes to, you know, you have your offense. It is exactly the same teams. And that is it. Is not developed at all. It's really just like a shell of what last year was. Now, my perspective is I think this is just a beta in the fact that they're going to develop this into something even more, and this is just the intro to it, nothing special. I'm hoping that. But at the same time, though, you got to think they added this to the beta later than when the beta released. I would think that this would be something that's already developed in the game. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just insane to think that. But I feel like that probably should be already like developed enough to play and actually do something. Now, I'm not sure if EA is doing this or they just want us to go ahead and play the beta and kind of see, you know, like a generalized look at the gameplay point of things. Because the gameplay was actually very fun in Superstar KO in Next Gen on Madden 22. But when it comes to the actual like setup to get into the game, you're automatically assigned a team. Now, again, like I said, I do truly believe that this is going to go ahead and be just something that is, oh, it's the beta and that's it. I don't think that's going to be how the game works once you get into the game. But again, it's something that's kind of interesting. So my initial review of all I can review right now is the actual gameplay part of things. I can't review the first part. It's exactly the same as last year. That's pretty much the only review I can give. Now I can go more in depth with the fact that gameplay is better, because I do believe gameplay for next gen is better than last year. It has a lot of its faults, but I will say again, like I've always said, for next gen wise, it is better than last year gameplay wise. The motion is better. Yeah, the motion is better. That's pretty much all I get from gameplay when it comes to improvements. But like I said, the movement better really does mean a lot. Also, the breaking tackles, stuff like that is a lot more fluent, a lot more realistic. They did really work on realism in Madden 22 when it comes to gameplay part of things. So I will say that's good, and that does impact in the yard. It does impact and show in Superstar KO. But outside of that, again, like I said, the intro screen, the intro to the whole entire game mode doesn't really give you anything to look forward to or look at, because again, it is just not something that is polished and being put out there. Now, if day one in Madden comes out and this still the same exact concept where you choose a team, an offensive playbook, a defensive playbook, and that's it, that's going to be quite disappointing. But I would hope EA does not do that, and I would hope EA does go ahead and fix, you know, what the issue is right now, which is there's no intro. Now, the yard is the same concept where, well, sorry, not the same concept, sorry. The yard is actually developed. You get to choose what players you want in the yard, and every single time it's different players. Not the same with Superstar KO. So, in Superstar KO, it's a little bit different. I'm really hoping that moving forward, this does go ahead and change, and we see an actual developed Superstar KO mode. But for right now, for just the beta point of view, it is a really just exactly the same clone. Nothing really too much different, but gameplay obviously is still good. So I'm going to go ahead and give it probably a B, because it's a solid, improvement over the gameplay, and it's the same exact game mode that we know and I guess I love. I don't really play it too much. This game mode right here, this is like the second time I've ever played Superstar KO. I will say that. So I don't really play it too much, but I know a lot of people do love it. So if you are looking to get, Madden 22 for Superstar KO, based on just the initial review, you're probably going to be quite disappointed because it's not really anything different. But again, like I said, game comes out, that intro might be completely different. That choosing your team might be completely different. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.